Yeah, I want to go over some cold weather gear. And yeah, I know I'm down in Florida, but I was up from northern New Jersey originally, and I used to like to go up to the White Mountains in New Hampshire and hike Mount Washington. Man, I used to like New Hampshire. Live free or die, right? Great motto for a license plate, but there goes Putin anyway. I want to go over some cold weather gear, but I want to give you something useful too. One trick that I think a lot of people, or two tricks that a lot of people might not know too much. Now, I know the standard stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, the stuff from the military is one of the best things you can get. And this here is parka, right? Extra hood, right? Got an extra hood. Now, you wear this over a regular coat. It's oversized. It's made to go over stuff. It's got big ass pockets in it. This hood's got I mean, the stuff the military has is pretty damn good. Now, if you wear a vest under it, like a down vest, and you got a shirt on underneath that, a t-shirt, and a regular ski jacket, then you put this over that, you're pretty damn warm. Now, the other thing I do, well, of course, I use pretty good gloves. I like the Thermalite Thinsulate gloves. They're pretty good. I don't like leather gloves that much. I might have like these are good because they zip up, and I'm going to get into some tricks, believe me, on this besides the standard stuff. They zip up, they come off fast, and they got leather on a palm, but they're not like leather all the way through. That's just for gripping, so they're good. And of course, standard felt line snow boots, and I always like to put a lot of stuff on this leather. This leather has never cracked in a gazillion years, and I always leave them loose so I can pull them off real fast. I don't tie them all the way up because you can slip in and out of them, but they're on good enough that you're not going to pull your feet out. Now to get on to some of the better tricks. This is actually this black thing. This is actually from Performance Bike. Now, the way this works is it just goes around your head like this. It's a mask. And you got Velcro. It goes in the back here, attaches. And you just wear it. And your nose goes through here. And I cut a couple extra holes to make it so I could breathe better. But damn, does that make a major, major difference. Because this is neoprene and it's got felt on it. So the wind doesn't go through it. And when you breathe into it, it keeps all that warm air next to your face. Major, major difference. Now, I knew about this from bicycles and motorcycles because actually, you know what? You want to find out how to get cold real fast? Just go on a motorcycle. A bicycle isn't even that bad because at least you're like pedaling. You're using some force of your legs, and you're lucky if you're going 10 miles an hour, especially if it's got a little bit of snow on the ground in spots. You got to watch the road, right? But you're exerting some force and you're not getting that much wind. On a motorcycle, man, you get a lot of wind. So I'll wear this but to tell you the truth, if you're not on a motorcycle and you're just out there in the weather, this thing, if you're shoveling snow all day, and I did 3 feet of snowstorms and everything else. Now, the number one thing I got, now this is something you got to watch. If you're shoveling snow, it might not be the best thing. But say you're out there in a tree stand, you're going to be standing around a long time. Now, what you want to do is you want to layer underneath this. This is skin diving suit. It's a short one. It's short legs, short arms. Now, I know you got to watch because if you're getting too hot in this thing, you're going to sweat and it don't breathe, right? But, I wear stuff underneath it, and I used to wear this a lot when I was riding a motorcycle down when it was like 40 degrees, just above freezing. And, this blocks all the damn wind. But, if you're up in a tree stand, and you know how it is, in the morning there's no wind, and all of a sudden the wind's kicking up, and you're freezing your ass off and stuff, even though the sun's coming up. It depends on if it's a little cloudy out. But the other thing is it could be drizzling out, too. Even if you sweat in this, now it's not, the only thing I'd say it's bad for is if you're shoveling snow, because you're going to get drenched. But if you're standing around, you're not going to sweat in this too much. And the only thing I had to do is here, because these damn, I had to make it so I could pee through it. So I cut a hole in it and I sewed some Velcro, because that's not the standard way these skin diving suit things come in. You really can't pee, So I made made a place where I could pee. And if you're a woman, you'll have to use a straw or something. I don't know what you'll do, but you'll have to take it off. But in my, in the case of the male, that's how I modified this thing here. This underwater, it's the short sleeve, it's like you can move around in it pretty good. But damn, when you're on a bike, this blocks all the wind. If you're up in a tree stand, you're gonna stay warm with this, especially if you got some layers and you got your parka on over it. Man, neoprene, nothing beats this stuff. The only thing is it doesn't breathe. But a lot of times, you don't really have a problem with that. It depends on how much exertion you're doing. If you're in a competitive sport, or if you're shoveling snow all day, you don't want to be wearing this thing because you'll be sweating like crazy. But if I'm shoveling snow all day, that's been some years ago, but I used to do it all the time. I like wearing this, the mask, because it keeps that warm air close to your face. And a lot of people don't know about this stuff. They know about cold weather stuff. They know about the snow boots. They know about the different kinds of gloves. And I always like these snow boots, because I tie them kind of loose. But I tell you, the military surplus stuff is some of the best stuff to get. This parka. And don't wear this as your only jacket. Put a ski jacket on underneath it, or a lightweight leather jacket or something. Put that parka over it. Put some layers. This should be your outside layer. But this thing is great. Man, I was out in weather like, well below zero for like hours at a time. Stayed warm if you do these tricks. And I always use this thing, this neoprene mask. But if it got down really bad, or if I was riding a motorcycle, if it was really windy out, or if you had to be up in a tree stand for a gazillion years, this is the thing to wear. Wear this underneath your jacket. Man, you'll stay warm. That'll keep you warm no matter what. It's great for if you're staying still. A lot of people ignore this, but you know how to do it. Like I said, I had to modify it. So, if you had to go to the bathroom, you can, because otherwise you can't. You're going to have to take it off, and that's like ridiculous if you're out there in the middle of the woods, you're not going to take all this stuff off. Forget about it, just to pee. But, that's the only thing you'd have to do to it. But nobody thinks of this. Neoprene is one of the best things around. Like, the problem is it doesn't breathe, but as far as stopping the wind and insulating, holy smokes, man, this stuff will keep you warm. You just got to watch if you're going to be in a situation where you exert a lot of physical activity. This thing you'll get soaked inside this thing. Like if you're shoveling snow and you're wearing this ain't the thing to wear. But, like I said, I'll be wearing this if I'm shoveling snow because it keeps that warm air next to your face. It's neoprene. It's actually for bicycles. Actually, you're riding a bicycle and you're breathing that cold air all the time. It's like killing your throat. You wear this thing, you get a little bit of air right through here. It keeps a lot of the warmth right next to your face. So that's my advice for some cold weather gear. And hopefully I passed on a couple tips that people might not have heard of. That might be useful.